Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to Seeking Out Sunshine. I am Ashley if you are new here, and this is another episode of my weekly WIPS, where we take a look at what I have been doing in my creative time. So if you have been around for a while, my weekly WIPS have consisted of going through the pages that I've been working on, usually kind of experimenting with art supplies or working on a project that I haven't quite finished, and then moving into my Rays of Sunshine, mindful art journaling time. But I have officially moved that segment out to its own series, and up on the channel now, you will find my first episode of Let Your Light Shine. And that will be a time where we work on mindful art journaling, where I just encourage you, and hopefully you are inspired to get out your favorite art supplies and play and connect with yourself. Have some time to go a little bit deeper with ourselves and just be, in the busy hustle of life, we don't always have that time, and so it's important to carve that time out. And I hope you will join me weekly. My goal is to put those videos up on Mondays so that we can kind of have a focus for the week, and I am super excited. I had so much fun on the first one, and I really do feel like it was the best decision to move that to a separate series so that I can focus more just on that and give it my best effort and the best quality of effort in that, versus feeling a little bit, I was feeling rushed when I was doing it in these weekly WIP videos, and I just didn't want them to be hours long, so the goal is to put out the best quality videos for my beautiful community, and we're trying this to see how it goes. So I would love your feedback, and I hope that you will join me if you do participate in those. We are using the hashtag Let Your Light Shine with Ashley, and definitely tag me in them, because I want to see your beautiful spirits and hearts and creations throughout the weeks ahead. But you are here because you wanted to see my weekly WIPS video, so welcome back to another weekly WIPS. We're going to check out what I've been working on. We are getting almost to the end of May, so I've been trying to finish up some pages and was successful at doing that this week. Still have quite a few pages that I've started on my weekly WIPS videos that I need to tackle. Probably won't get done this month, but we're going to see what I did this week, and then we will move on to finding out what we're going to work on. So my first page I was able to complete this week was, I don't think I had a couple things that I added. I don't think that we went over this last week, so forgive me if I did, but a million mermaids, and this is my sweet little mermaid page, and I was able to finish that. Super happy with how that turned out. Love Lulu Mayo. Then I also finished a page in Color Me Mermaids for Kids. This is my first page that I had completed. In here I had done a whole makeup background as the base, and that was really fun to kind of branch out from just backgrounds, but everything is based in eyeshadow and then layered upon as well. And again, I will go over in more detail what I used on these in my monthly completed pages video. The other one I finished up was my sunflower page from Maria Troll's Nightfall, and just so happy with those sweet little mice on the sunflowers. And of course, you guys, if you've been here for a while, you know that I love my rhinestones. And then a few weeks ago, I had started this page on a weekly WIPS video where I did the makeup backgrounds, and I just went in and finished this little page off with some pencil and some glitter gel pen. Don't know how well that's coming across the video, but that one. And then this is a long-standing WIP that I have been working on, and so I have gotten this back out and just done some line work, but need to complete this with the background, and I still have some elements that I need to finish off. So hopefully I'll be able to polish this one off by the end of the month as well. And then a couple other ones that we are still, that actually haven't made any progress in them are the ones that I started in the weekly WIPS. So I have the jellyfish page in here that we started with the Ganzai Tambi in the mermaid one. We have the seahorses, where we also tested the new granulating Ganzai Tambi watercolors. And then we have the cute little dragon page that I definitely want to finish before the end of the month. And we have the octopus legs that we tested out, some Ganzai Tambis. And then we have the turtle page that we did the background of. So lots of pages to work on, and then yet I kind of want to start a page in here because there are some beautiful mermaid pages that I had picked out to possibly do this month, and I really want to get one of these done. So I think what we're going to do today is I want to see what happens with the jellyfish page if we put a little bit more water on it. I'm hoping we maybe can get more of an effect on this page, more granulating of the watercolor. So I just kind of want to see, now that it's obviously dry, if we did bring back some more water, what happens. So I'm going to start with that so we can hopefully have that dry while we are doing everything else. But yeah. I just want to play, guys. If you've been here, you know that we're just going to play and have fun. All right, so we've got that nice and good and soaked. I'm kind of wondering if we should do that on this page too. I don't know. I feel like this paper just didn't take. It just seems to be. I mean, you don't know until you try, right? Let's see what happens. We'll give these a good spray, and hopefully by the end of the video we can check out and see what's going on. Okay, so like I said, I really want to color a picture in this sweet little book. I have a couple mermaid pictures that I've picked out with some color palette ideas. So we've got this sweet little one. I love her hair in this picture. And I thought this would be a really fun color palette with this poppy inspiration. This could be kind of a fun sunset with the trees in the background here and the bushes. And I love this sweet little otter. Let's see what the ones did. This one just looks so, I can see lots of sparkle on this page. But really kind of like muted pastel colors. And then I love these jewel bright blues and this jewel tone. And I think this is the one that's kind of calling to me today. So I'm going to get some markers picked out, and let's start this page together. Get this ready, and I will be right back. Okay. Get the little page protector in here. There that goes. So these are kind of the colors that I have picked out. I'll try to see if it will focus there so you can see some of the colors. Just in case you have this book and you want to play and color along. I don't know what I'm going to do for her skin tone yet, so I think I'll get some of the other elements colored first and then we'll go from there. I have never colored in this book, so this is going to be my first experience. It does feel like it's obviously Amazon paper, which Amazon paper does pretty good with Ohuhu markers, in my opinion. I just feel like with anything with alcohol markers, you have to work fast. Because if you don't, that's when you get the streakiness. I also like to do some little circular motions, unless I feel like I'm going to do like the back and forth straight line motion. So I've just found like if you can do little sections, then you can take breaks, but otherwise, once you start with your alcohol marker, you need to complete that section. What I mean by that, I wouldn't want to stop right now or I'm going to get an awkward line kind of in the middle of the sand. So it's just kind of a learning curve. I'm still learning. One thing that's going to be interesting is the water here. I want to try to do a gradient, and that's something I'm still learning how to do to help it not be, you know, blotchy and so forth. But I'm going to uncap all 3 of my blues so that they are ready to go. So I've got processed blue, robin egg blue, and porcelain blue. I'm going to start with the darkest color on the bottom. And we're going to try this gradient together. We'll see how it goes. If you have any tips that work for you, let me know. One thing I'm still working on is, and I've heard this from lots of people, don't color all the way to the black line. And I am such a girl. When I colored when I was little, I outlined everything before I colored it in. And so I find myself wanting to do that no matter what I'm coloring with. So it's so hard for me to leave that little bit of space that people have suggested. But I'm trying to get better at that so that I don't have the bleed over into other spaces. Or I'm just trying to get really creative on what do I do when I have to bleed over. All right, so like even right here, I can tell that I'm not working fast enough on these lines here. And I'm still kind of going in little circular motions. It's probably hard to tell because I'm going back and forth so quickly. But I also think I'm going to stop here and grab my middle shade and kind of color down into this. And pull it back up. And some of these little elements I'll go on top with like acrylic pins or gel pens, so hopefully some of the overage won't even matter. It's hard because I need to go back and do this part, but then the upper part is now drying. See, it stresses me out, and it shouldn't stress me out. It's just supposed to be fun. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on a race. Hurry up and blend. You guys, the things that go through my head while I'm coloring. Are you here for it? All right. We're making it. We're doing okay, guys. Here we go. I don't know how that blend's coming out, but again, with alcohol markers, you sometimes have to wait until they dry to really see. And maybe just another layer would work. Let's see. I need to decide when I'm going to pull in my lightest shade. I think I kind of want to do it down here. I don't always like to do them in a complete straight line because then it just looks very, I don't know, I like it to not be completely symmetrical. I don't know if I love this blend of colors yet. It looks a little gray blue. I'm hoping it lightens up a little bit. And I've gone over a lot of these bubbles because I just am not going to worry about it. I will go over top of them, probably with like a white gel pen and some other alcohol markers to get some different colored bubbles in there, but we will play with that later. All right, now I'll go back and try to blend this out a little bit more. Get this color up over this fish because there would be a shadow there anyway. for the lightest. And I feel like this is maybe blending out a little bit easier than the one down here. So I can go in and try to do some pencils probably down here. I'm probably making it way worse. Let's see what we can do. Maybe. No. Oh no! Guys! I just dropped my marker on her face. Okay. No. Let's see. I can probably try this, and then if it doesn't work, I'll have to paint it. This is just a colorless blender. Let's see. I think it'll be fine. All right, guys, how do we think we did on the blending? Eek! It's a little rough. It's a little rough. It's a little rough. It's okay. I'm going to take this color all the way up, I think, and see what that added layer does here. And then we'll let it dry. Sometimes I feel like it looks better when it dries. But hey, the only way we learn is by trying. And so I like this picture that it wasn't like a huge background for me to try this in. It was a little bit of a smaller space, and those don't intimidate me as much to try. And then I'm going to go down again with this darker. This is the same color. I'm just doing another layer so it deepens the color up. And then along this little ocean floor here. Okay. So we have attempted the ocean water. All right, for her hair, I'm going to do the purpley colors. So I'm going to do the whole head of hair in RV3. No, it's not RV33. This is called Thistle. So, oh, and we have more water over here we have to do. That's fine. I can go back and do that. This won't stress me out as much, so I can talk a little bit more. But, yeah, I hope everyone has had a beautiful week, that you've had time and space to create and do something for yourself. We had a busy last week of school, obviously, but it is officially summer break in our household, aside from what I have them do throughout the summertime, just to keep their brains in check, you know, keep them working and growing and learning. But yes, summer break, and we spent the weekend at the soccer field for Memorial Day weekend tournament, which was a beautiful weekend for a tournament. We had some early games, but overall it was a great weekend. And then club season is officially over, so we had a nice pool party for the boys at a friend's house after the last game, and the boys had a blast. And now we're about a week away from tryouts for that, and high school soccer starts tomorrow for the summer, so Well, one season is done, it's never really over because the next one is ready to begin. So he gets today as a breather before jumping into high school soccer tomorrow. But yeah, and then my little one starts his rehearsals for his next musical this week. So even though it is summer, it will continue to be busy in our household with all of their activities. So just mom trying to keep up with all of that, and at the same time soaking up the time that I get with them, because I don't know how often I have thought about it lately, but I have 3 summers, and one of those summers will be after he actually graduates from high school, with my oldest, and it I am unwell. Let's put it that way. That just is crazy to me that he will be graduating and going off to college. So yeah, I'm going to try to soak up those moments and that time and make some wonderful memories in the process. So, but this week I'm going to also just kind of, we've been spring cleaning still. I don't feel like I got a lot of that done during the spring, so we've been cleaning out closets and transitioning, to summer clothes and all of that, and trying to figure out what they need. If they had swimsuits that could work yesterday, or what's going on, because I feel like I can't keep clothes on my boys. They grow so fast. But, so lots of spring cleaning and just a kind of a purging. I'm in a purging mode right now. Just kind of out with the stuff that I don't need anymore. I'm really learning that our stuff in our house takes up so much energy, right? And so if you are surrounding yourself with a lot of things that just don't serve you anymore, or aren't things that bring you joy, it can really bog down your energy and your space that you're in. So I'm trying to be so much more mindful of that, and trying to get rid of things that we no longer need, or just don't have a use for, or don't bring us joy anymore, all the things. So my littlest is such a good example of this. He will do this on about a monthly basis. He goes into his room and just goes through all of his drawers, all of his toys, his desk drawers, everything, and always brings me a bucket of things that he's ready to pass on and give away. And I just think it's such an awesome trait that he has at such a young age, to be able to do that and connect with himself enough to know, like, hey, this was great for a while and it served me well, and now I'm ready to let it go and pass it on. And he is a collector. Like, he loves novelty collections. So it's even like crazier to me how willing he's able to let things go from his little like collections and things that he loves. But he definitely wants to have things that surround him be things he just loves. He would rather it be a couple things that he loves than lots of things that are mediocre, which is how it should be. So yeah, so we'll have some of that happen this week, probably, and all the rehearsals and practices and just the end of the month activities. We're having a picnic today with my family, and I'm looking forward to some family time. I don't feel like I got to see my parents much this weekend, since we were so busy, and it's unfortunately gotten pretty hard for my mom to go to the soccer games. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing them and spending some time with them. So we will enjoy that time together for sure. I'm sure we'll play some outdoor games and just enjoy the beautiful weather. It's supposed to be a nice evening. What are you guys all doing for, if you're in the States, Memorial Day weekend? Everybody has well, not everybody, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people have the day off of work. Is there anything fun that you were doing? How did you spend your time? I'm loving this color. I'm trying to decide if I want to go in with the darker shades and do some shading, or just do it with my pencils. Maybe we'll do a little bit of shading with the alcohol markers. Trying to get this water. So another thing I need to do this week is film my completed pages video for the week. So I'm excited to share those pages for the month with all of you. I do like how my pages turned out this month. I definitely had a month that I connected with my pages a little bit more than last month. Last month I got to the end of the month and I was like, not so sure about April's completed pages. But April was kind of a chaotic month for us. So, but, and then I need to start thinking about June. I know that Artie Alley, I saw, is doing a unicorn coloring hashtag, which I think is so fun. And I'm definitely going to try to get a unicorn page done so I can participate in that with her. You guys, if you have not gone to her channel, I absolutely adore her. She is the sweetest spirit, and she just cracks me up. And she's so fun. Her videos are so fun. You should definitely check them out. And definitely join in the unicorn hashtag. I'm sure we all have some coloring books that have unicorns in them. So that will be fun. I have Lulu Mayo's unicorn book. And I noticed that she also said that, you know, narwhals are totally acceptable for her hashtag. So maybe I'll even do a narwhal page. I wonder, I might even see if my littlest wants to join in too. He loves narwhals. So maybe he can color a page with Mom. And then I haven't jumped on the buddy colors yet, but I think I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to do that. So if there's anybody out there who would be interested in doing a buddy color with me, let me know. We can chat. We can see what book we would want to do. I think that would be a lot of fun to maybe dabble a little bit in that part of the community now that I've kind of got my feet wet. So yeah, let me know if you would like to do a buddy color, and we can get something set up. Let's see, other than that, I finished another book. I started the Emma and Lion series, the journals, and oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be hooked. I think there's 8 of them right now, my sister was telling me, and I already see them being like a TV series. Like they're going to be awesome. And the first one is pretty short. They get longer as you go, but I just got the second, third, and fourth from the library, so I need to start those. So I'm hopeful maybe between being at different events this week and driving kids around, and you know, if there's time where I have to wait or so forth, I can get some of those books going and see about that. And then I really have not had a ton of time to watch TV this last week. I think my husband and I watched one episode of Shrinking, which, oh my gosh, that show, you guys, it kind of destroys me at my core. Like, it just makes me happy, and then in the next breath makes me so sad. And I think it's just because it's life, you know, life is like that, especially for our family right now. I feel like we have such a moment of like happiness with something that happens, and then there's like something happens with my mom, If you're new here, my mom has Alzheimer's, and it has been a journey to watch one of my life's heroes go through what she has gone through. And it just can destroy your heart sometimes to witness it. And not only witness it for her, but witness it for my dad, too. To see his, like, you know, partner go through what she's going through. And that's kind of how I feel about shrinking sometimes. You see these wonderful people who have these amazing friendships and moments together, and then in the second, you know, the next breath is just heartbreaking. Ugh, go watch it. It's so good. Okay. Do I put some of the dark in there, or do I wait? I think we're going to wait, because I think we might do some pencil, and that might be sufficient. But let's use this one for this fish, and maybe bring back the sand color. Let's see here. This is what happens when I have a limited palette that I pick. I have to think about, how do I actually want to do this? So let's do, this is the lightest one. I'll do this light one. Maybe as the underneath color, the base color here in the back. I can't wait to see everybody's mermaid pictures. I think it's so fun when the whole community kind of has a theme that they're doing, and I'm really eager to see what everybody did. I just think it's fun. I think this is part of it, but I don't know. But we're going to make it. Okay. That's just, you know, how I roll. So that will be a fun thing to see. I love everybody's completed pages videos. I feel like that's just a community favorite, right? Everybody's just so eager to see everybody's videos. Get some fresh new ideas, or get some ideas about what books we should, you know, put on our wish list. So, okay, so you saw that blue that kind of came over the top. One thing I like, this is like a happy accident, sometimes it gives you like a really cool mixed shadow. Like, I love how it's a little purpley up there, and then look at this down here. So that actually worked out nicely. So thank you, Happy Mistake, for that one. We're going to do the underneath here part, the dark. Let's see how that goes. So when I get into some of these like smaller spots, I actually right now am just like barely, I'm not swiping my marker. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm just like almost tapping it on the page. Like stippling it. Because the ink just is so free, like flowing, that it just, the minute it hits the paper, it's like, and it like gets sucked up. So you don't really need to do a lot of back and forth movement on some of these smaller or harder places to get in. I just do like the little dot method, and it works great. I haven't tried that in some of these smaller little tricky spots. Try her out and let me know what you think. Alright, I'm going to go back with this little fin. And we're going to do some of the light color. So yeah, I'm super excited about my Let Your Light Shine videos. The first one, I had to laugh when I pulled the card, because I was like, okay, universe. You always know how to just speak straight to me. But no, it was good. It was good, and I had fun. I got a new mixed media book to do so that I can use any of my art supplies on those videos. And I'm like so excited to see what you all come up with. I just, again, like, it's like the completed pages, right? Like, I just get so inspired by seeing other people and their like brilliant minds and creativity and what they do and how we're all so unique and different. It's just fun. It's fun how we can all like see the same card and think something differently. We actually were just having this conversation this morning with my kids. I was playing apples to apples with them, and they couldn't believe like when somebody would pick a card and they're like, not that one, and they like totally would do the reasoning and like why they thought it should be a different one. I'm like, but guys, this is exactly life. Like, we all are experiencing like this same moment, but our perception of it and how we're, you know, interpreting it and how we're perceiving it and how we're experiencing it is so different. And that's such a good thing to remember, that perspective changes pretty easily from person to person. And that you're not going to see eye to eye on things all the time. Okay, this fish, let's see, maybe we'll do some purples and some blues. Definitely want the purple more so hitting where the water is. We'll do this medium purple color. I like the brush tip more. We'll do the medium on the fins. So yeah, this set of Ohuhu markers has the brush tip and then the fine tip, which is great in some aspects for certain things. But I find myself mostly going to my brush tip. I just feel like I have a little bit better control with the marker. Sometimes I feel like the fine tip nib can really put a lot of pigment down in like one spot, like right away. Like it goes out a little quicker than I would like it to sometimes. Okay, I'm going to do the light blue since that's up here. We'll put the light blue on this little fishy since it is further away. To mix it up a little bit. I see some little sparkly bits down here in the future. Maybe even some rhinestones on some of these bubbles. I went back and forth on that sunflower page for the longest time of whether I wanted to do the entire center part of the sunflower with the brown stones or just like sporadic or whatever. And I was asking my family, I was like, what should I do? And they all had different opinions, just like the apples to apples thing here. And then finally I'm just like, I'm just doing it all. We're going all into this. Okay, so do we do the beige color? Or do we do, I think we're going to do the beige to bring it out in another spot. And then we can go on top with pencils to kind of, again, I'm just going to go over some of these spots. Now these up here I'm going to go around with the smaller ones. I'll probably just go on top with a gel pen or something. I wouldn't have probably ever picked this color to go with the blues and the purples. And it really, it's probably not exact, but it was the closest one I had for this color palette, but it's working. We'll see how it all turns out. I think this is ocean back here, so I'm just going to throw in a little bit of color there. And probably all these pieces down here, we will do pencil and gel pen, maybe some acrylic pens. I feel like this blend is okay. This one's a little harsh. I'm going to have to probably see if I can play with that with some pencils a little bit. I'm going to do her top here. I'm wondering if I should do the darker color here. I don't think I'm going to go all the way down. And we're going to take the lightest color for the top part. And then I probably will do the light blue here. I might end up going on top of it with some stones or some gel pens. What you've got part of it around your neck back there. So we'll probably need to do little bits. Okay. And then maybe this medium blue we'll do for her shirt, and then we'll do some shading with some pencils. So I think we'll need to do her eyes still and her skin, but I'm going to stop there, I think. And let's check on our pages that we sprayed our water on. All right, so I'll keep working on this one and we'll let you see that soon. Okay, here is our turtle page. I don't think it looks much different. I mean, maybe it has a little bit of an effect, but I feel like it looks pretty much the same. I kind of want to come in here with some oil pastels because, again, I have never really used them, and I need to, like, be terrible at them for a while so that I can learn how to get better. So this is probably going to be a good page to try those on. So I need to do that. And then, ooh, this page is still really wet. I do feel like I see a little bit more blue coming out of this page. I'm just so impressed that there's like nothing coming through on the other side. This is really good paper in the Liberatos book. I do feel like there's a little bit better of a granulating effect to this one. And I am super excited to play with this one. I feel like it's a little overwhelming with all of the little spots and stuff, but I think if I just take each section and work through that, it will be better. So hopefully I can get some more done on. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I can get done in this last week of May. I'm going to go ahead and stop there for now. I am sending you all my love and light. I hope your week ahead is full of sunshine. You have so many moments of creativity and many moments that allow you to shine your brightest. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.